Do you want to know how to answer this Part 2 cue card like a Band 7+ student? Well, then stick around, because today I'm going to show you how I answer this question using the Triple E method. And that includes some new vocabulary for you and the answer read a few times by me. If you don't know, my name is Kevin, a former IELTS examiner and current IELTS teacher. Let's get started. Now, I'm going to give you my own proposed model answer, and I'm going to read it to you 2 times. The first, I'm going to read it quite slowly so you can understand and follow along. The second time I read it, I'm going to read it more at my native speed, and I want you to pay close attention to my pronunciation, meaning how I am linking sounds, what words are reduced or emphasized, and also pay attention to my intonation as I go through the answer, and how I use my voice, the tone of my voice, even the volume of my voice to deliver very precise meaning and sound quite natural. And this is something that you must do as well. Before we get to the answer itself, I'd like to give you some new words and phrases that you're going to hear. The first phrase I want to talk about is looking to save money. Now, what I want to draw your attention to is the use of the verb looking, and it just means trying to save money. We're looking to save money. We are looking to go on vacation next month. It's not about prediction. It's not about definite action. It just means you're trying to do something. The next phrase I want to tell you about is that I was stuck doing something. It means I had to, or I was forced to, or I had no other choice. And we would use it for negative situations that we really don't want to do. So you could say, I was stuck dealing with my neighbor's dog when they didn't come home last night. Or if someone makes a mess in your house, you could say, I was stuck cleaning up that mess. Something you must do that you would probably rather not do. The next phrase is deal with. Deal with means to handle. And the way we would use it is if you must cope with something, you must handle something, you must solve something. I have a big mess on my hands, and now I have to deal with this. I have to deal with finding a new job. I have to deal with the fact that my child is sick. Again, like stuck, we're probably using this in a negative way. If you win the lottery tomorrow, yes, you have to handle it, but it's probably not something you would say, I have to deal with this. Next, we have the verb bet, as in, I bet it will rain tomorrow. We use this to make predictions. Oh, I bet this meal is going to be delicious. I bet this weekend is going to be busy. It comes from playing cards and betting money. If you bet, you're pretty confident that you're going to get something good in return. So if I say, I bet it's going to rain today, it means I'm making a confident prediction. Our next idiomatic phrase is that opened my eyes. If something opens your eyes, it makes you aware. For example, we say that travel opens people's eyes to how the world really works. Or maybe your first day of university opened your eyes to how easy high school was, as an example. And our final idiomatic phrase is heartbreaking. Heartbreaking is an adjective that we use if something is very, very sad. So sad that it breaks your heart. Sometimes watching the news is heartbreaking. Sometimes it's heartbreaking if we hear that someone we love has gotten sick. It's idiomatic, which means band 7 plus, and it's very common. So now that we have some good vocabulary that we're listening for, I would like to go to the Part 2 cue card. As you can see on the screen, the question is, describe a time when you saw a lot of plastic waste. You should say where and when you saw the plastic waste, why there was a lot of plastic waste, what you did after you saw it, and explain what your thoughts were about this. Remember, as I always tell you, do not worry about those 4 bullet points under the answer. They're there for lower level students who sometimes have trouble coming up with ideas. You, my lovely student, are band 7 plus, so you do not need to pay attention. Answer the question using the triple E method, and you're going to be fine. And that's what I'm going to do now. Remember, the first time I'm going to read it at a much slower pace. So here we go. The first time I ever visited Phu Quoc Island, which is a really famous beach destination in Vietnam, I came across a pretty upsetting scene. It was probably about 10 years ago. I had gone there with 3 friends for a little holiday. I didn't know much about Phu Quoc at the time, just that it was a tropical island, which had me pretty excited. Like I said, I was traveling with my friends, and we were looking to save money. So we stayed at a regular hotel in the city and not one of the resorts along the beach. This meant we didn't have a private beach and were stuck using the public beaches. Still, we didn't see any problem with this until we decided to explore an out-of-the-way public beach. As soon as we arrived and started to get settled, I noticed there was plastic trash everywhere. I saw bottles, old flip-flops, styrofoam boxes, torn fishing nets, and even baby diapers. It was all scattered across the sand, and some of it was being washed back and forth by the waves. From what I could tell, it was a combination of local littering and trash that had drifted in from the sea. I thought that was really sad because the people that live on Phu Quoc have to deal with trash that came from miles away and just floated ashore. I think the private resorts probably cleaned their beaches every morning to keep them attractive for tourists, but these public stretches were basically left to fend for themselves. It honestly depressed me. I was on vacation and didn't have anything with me, so I couldn't do anything. But even if I had tried to clean up, I bet the next day it would have looked the same. That experience really opened my eyes. I had always thought of Phu Quoc as the perfect tropical paradise, but seeing all that trash made me realize how easy it is to mess up the natural beauty around us. It also highlighted the huge gap between what tourists usually see and what's hidden away. Now, whenever I think about that trip, it reminds me how important it is to protect the environment. Not just for us, but for the local people who rely on clean beaches for their livelihoods. Honestly, it was a bit heartbreaking, and it made me more conscious about what and where I throw things away. So that is my Part 2 proposed answer. As you can see, there's quite a bit of new connectives and linking phrases in there, I think, for you. But this sounds really natural to me. As always, if I'm using something that you don't understand, leave a comment below to ask, and I'll respond. Now, let's do the same at a more natural pace for me and pay close attention to how I link words and how I use intonation and stress. The first time I ever visited Phu Quoc Island, which is a really famous beach destination in Vietnam, I came across a pretty upsetting scene. It was probably about 10 years ago. I had gone there with 3 friends for a little holiday. I didn't know much about Phu Quoc at the time, just that it was a tropical island, which had me pretty excited. Like I said, I was traveling with my friends and we were looking to save money, so we stayed at a regular hotel in the city and not one of the resorts along the beach. This meant we didn't have a private beach and were stuck using the public beaches. Still, we didn't see any problem with this until we decided to explore an out-of-the-way beach. As soon as we arrived and started to get settled, I noticed there were plastic trash everywhere. I saw bottles, old flip-flops, styrofoam boxes, torn fishing nets, even baby diapers. It was all scattered across the sand, and some of it was being washed back and forth by the waves. From what I could tell, it was a combination of local littering and trash that had drifted in from the sea. I thought that was really sad because the people that live on Phu Quoc have to deal with trash that comes from miles away and just floated ashore. I think the private resorts probably cleaned their beaches every morning to keep them attractive for tourists, but these public stretches were basically left to fend for themselves. It honestly depressed me. I was on vacation and didn't have anything with me, so I couldn't do anything, but even if I had tried to clean up, I bet the next day it would have looked the same. That experience really opened my eyes. I'd always thought of Phu Quoc as this perfect tropical paradise, but seeing all that trash made me realize how easy it is to mess up the natural beauty around us. It also highlighted the huge gap between what tourists usually see and what's hidden away. Now, whenever I think about that trip, it reminds me how important it is to protect the environment. Not just for us, but for the local people who rely on clean beaches for their livelihoods. Honestly, it was a bit heartbreaking, and it's made me more conscious about what and where I throw things away. Now, I invite you to go back and listen to both versions. Listen to the first version again for word pronunciation, but listen to the second version for how words are linked and how I use my voice and intonation and stress to emphasize what I'm saying. Mirror my response. Record your answer and listen to both versions and compare them. Try and make the intonation that I am making. After you do that, do your own answer to this part 2 question. Again, don't be afraid to use some of the language that I use, some of the idioms, some of the discourse markers, some of the connectives, but make the answer your own. Use the triple E response, record yourself, and listen back. Are you doing everything you're supposed to be doing? If you'd like me to give you feedback on your answer, leave the text in the comments below, and I'd be happy to do that. Remember, if you're using the triple E method of explain, example, emotion, you are on your way to constructing a really good part 2 response. It's up to you to make sure we have some good advanced vocabulary and idiomatic phrases in there. I've given you some today, as well as the intonation and stress in your voice that makes you sound natural. And as always, we want to have a good speed for our fluency score. Not too slow, not too fast. With practice, this is something you can absolutely do. So, if you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscription, and until next time, happy studies.